How much of CSS do you need to write for this simple primary button? Well, if you guess more than 0, then you are wrong. It's actually 0 lines of CSS. So the actual code for this primary button will look something like this. There's literally no CSS, but just HTML code over here. So this is possible using this thing called a CSS framework, and in this example, it is Bootstrap. So what is this Bootstrap or CSS framework? Well, basically what they are is essentially helping you to quickly provide pre-designed or pre-written components or web elements. So in this example, if I were to create a primary button with CSS, it will look something like this, which is quite a lot. But if I were to just use a CSS framework, as you probably know, which will only use HTML. And what does the CSS framework help with other than just shortening the code? Well, it also helps us make websites responsive, as what you see over here. So in this example, you're able to create a website for the web browser, a tablet or an iPad, and your phone. And also at the same time, it makes styling so much easier. So now you have a primary button, but you want to add padding. So what you'll do is that in your current HTML code, you add this thing called a P-4. And this will eventually make our primary button bigger and adding more padding inside it. So according to a CSS framework, in this example Bootstrap, it adds the padding size with a factor of 4. So other than that, you also do not need to rely on CSS files that you need to create on your own. And that means you have less things to maintain, which essentially means you have less bugs or error in your code. So there's multiple CSS framework like the popular one, which is Tailwind CSS. And also there is another one called Bulma. So essentially what CSS framework, to summarize, is it helps solve the problem of creating responsive and visually good looking websites, where they provide pre-written components, a grid system, and also a way for us to create across different devices, whether it is a phone, a tablet, or your laptop screen, or even a large wide screen.